If you had pulled your parachute in that very short jump, would anything bad happen? Okay. Maybe we'll try it next time. Oh, jeez. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to PlayStation Underground. On today's show, we are playing Far Cry 5, which is coming to PS4 next year in February, and I'm joined by Dan Hay, the creative director on Far Cry 5. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very excited to see this. This is kind of my first time seeing the game in motion. Tell me a little bit about what players can expect.
Well, I think, we're trying to do something different with this Far Cry. I think people have typically thought about Far Cry as taking you far away and taking you to an exotic destination 6,000 miles away, and we thought in this game it would be really interesting to kind of bring it home. And the idea that the thing that's maybe in your backyard or the thing that you really haven't appreciated is different and can give you a completely different experience. So we brought it to America, and we just want to make it feel like there's a part of America that has still got some wilderness and some frontier to it, with really unique people that kind of want to be left alone and live their own life the way that they want to live it. And we thought that Montana was the perfect place to put the game in, so that's what we did.
Perfect. And in this kind of setting of Montana, we have Hope County, which is kind of under siege by this fanatical cult, and you as the hero are, joining the resistance to try and push back and liberate these people.
Exactly. Yep, that's what we built. So as you kind of see this, you're going to see Boomer for the first time. You find yourself in the world. You know that this cult has taken over the space. You're kind of trapped behind cult lines. And what you have to do is basically find people out in the world and build this resistance, and it can start with Boomer the dog or any other person that you meet.
I mean, you have to start with the dog.
Of course.
Is there any other option?
Right.
Man's best friend.
Exactly. Well, we were actually in Montana, and we were hunting, and it was kind of the end of the day, and it was getting cold, and the guy that we were with was like, "Don't move." We're like, "Okay." And we watched his dog for like 10 to 12 minutes, and finally the dog wasn't moving. At the end of it, the dog barked, and this bird went, and he goes, "Always trust your dog," and that's why the dog's in the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
The origin story of Boomer.
There you go.
On
That's
PlayStation
Boomer.
Underground.
Yep.
You got more than you asked for, ladies and gentlemen. So tell me a little bit about this setting, because we're about to try and liberate a section of Hope
So this
County.
is a small community, Falls End, and what you basically got here is that the cultists come in and they've begun this thing called the Reaping, where what they believe is that the end of the world is coming, and that what they need to do is save as many souls as they can, whether they want to be saved or not. So they come in, they take over the town, they begin to take people, they kill some people, and what you have to do is basically liberate that town and take it back. And when you do, it begins to open up other parts of the world, and you can meet different characters, and you begin to discover the open world through these communities.
And I think you guys want to, we want to use Boomer, obviously, but also our friend playing here is going to take a slightly more long-range approach at the beginning of this playthrough. And that's one of the principles of Far Cry, right, is that you can play however you want to play, and there's a lot of
360 degrees, right? I mean, we learned that on some of the games that we built in the past, of building a game and building an environment where you can attack it any way you want. In this case, you've got Boomer, who has the ability to actually tag all these characters and be able to help you figure out how you want to attack.
Okay, so now I believe that there's a bet in place where if any death happens on screen that is not the enemies,
Yes, exactly.
we beat up the driver.
Yep. Max is going to be in trouble if he dies. We got to watch carefully. So he can attack it any way he wants. And what's cool, though, as you can see, is that what he's able to do now with Boomer is he's able to tag everybody. But what's really cool about Boomer is once you set him loose, he really does become a weapon unto himself, and you can basically kill these guys and begin to take the weapons from them. Let's see what Max does.
And this is the cult on the microphone,
that's
correct?
the father.
Mm-hmm.
What he does is he's just taking the guy down. So Boomer's kicked it off, and now he can send Boomer pretty much anywhere.
I think the stealth section is over now.
It's over. Boomer
We've
is
moved
lit it
into
up.
the new chapter.
Yeah.
I like that the dog kind of decided when it was time for things to get.
Always trust your
amped
dog.
up. And there's some gun emplacements here to make matters more fun.
Yeah. So Max is gonna tear it up. And you can see civilians are actually getting out. I mean, you rescued a couple people just by being able to push back on the cult. They're gonna get in vehicles, they're gonna act like normal people, they're gonna get the hell out of there. And then Boomer's gonna step in. Now reinforcements have showed up. So now you got to think about, all right, how do I spin that plate a little differently? How do I get it so all those guys that showed up in that cult vehicle, maybe you can send Boomer in and basically try and take some of those guys out?
If you had pulled your parachute in that very short jump, would anything bad happen? Okay. Maybe we'll try it next time. Oh, jeez. Perfect. Except for all the smoke.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Here
Go
comes
Boomer!
Take him down.
Good
Nice.
old reliable Boomer.
Yep.
It seems like if you name your dog Boomer, you're kind of setting the animal up for a certain type of life.
Exactly.
Right. A
Yep.
life of action
Yep.
and mayhem.
Oh, nice hit.
Which I would not wish upon any real animal.
Right.
I just want to put that
Yeah.
on the record.
So there you go.
Liberated.
Yep. Basically
So
took over the
simple.
town. Yeah, it was super cool.
Just because we had Boomer, though. Anyone
Exactly.
else, I don't know if it would have gone as smoothly.
Wow, Boomer's super cool. I mean, we really wanted to be able to make it so that we had that experience that we had in Montana of you have a dog, it's your pet, you trust it, and it's a weapon. It's super cool.
And do you gain any access to something once you liberate this area?
For
Do you
sure.
have
So-
another foothold here in
Yeah,
the
so
community?
this is a community. We actually built communities in the world so that what you do is you meet real people like Mary May, Pastor Jerome, Nick, and when you meet these sort of community leaders, they're going to tell you about things that are happening out in the world, and that helps you basically follow your nose out into the world and do what you want to do.
Awesome. Dan, this looks amazing.
Cool.
I love seeing it. Far Cry 5 coming to PS4 next year in February.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining
Right
us.
on. Thanks, man.
And
Appreciate
this
it.
was PlayStation Underground. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time.
PlayStation